have is when, after we continue to ignore the call of God, when we continue to ignore his call, then God comes and he burns something down to the ground. He burns down to the ground something that is important to us. Like he did with Joab's barley field, like what Absalom did to Joab's barley field. When Joab wouldn't heed his call to come to him, to Absalom, Absalom sent his servants to burn down his barley fields. Christians, let me ask you a question now. What is going on in your lives? What has God taken from you? What has God burned down metaphorically or really in your life? What tribulation has the Lord God brought your way? Some of us, we are struck with depression. Struck with depression. Buried under the weight of depression and melancholy. On the darkest of nights, you can't see the stars. On the brightest of days, when the sun is at its highest peak at noon, and in the midst of the noonday effulgence, you see nothing but darkness. You may be without a job. You may not understand why you were the most productive individual in your organization. And suddenly you walk in and you are without a job. And you're crying out to God, why me? Why me? You may have lost a child. A terrible thing. You may have lost another family member or loved one. And you begin to curse God. You may have been plagued with some illness. And that illness, not only does it affect your body, but it also affects your livelihood. Notice Absalom was trying to get Joab's attention, and Joab was ignoring him. My point is this. Ask yourself, when you're having these problems, why? Because perhaps it is because God has been reaching out to you and you have been ignoring his calls. But he is desperate to be in fellowship with you. And you ignore him one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So what did he start doing? Blowing things up, burning things down, destroying things in your life that matter to you because they have become distractions. They become distractions from your worship, from your devotion to him. You have set other things up in your lives to rule and to guide you, when nothing else can take the place of what the Lord God can do for you. We are always desirous of doing things our own way and being ruled and governed by self-will and a lack of self-denial. We lift ourselves up above God and believe that once he has done enough for us, whatever we have constituted enough,